Hey guys, welcome to a Tea Time show. Today I just wanted to show you how to work with Google Analytics, specifically in this instance to create a demographic dashboard. So why would you want one of those? So this is really used, and you can control this. I'm going to show you how to look at data based on the demographics of people who are looking at your content, visiting your website, buying your products, how much they're spending, so that you can optimize your campaigns around those audiences. So the first thing is I'm going to assume you have a Google Analytics account. So this is how to create a demographic dashboard in Google Analytics. Did some work just before this on a simple dashboard. So how do you create a dashboard in Analytics? Just very briefly, dashboards on the left hand side, you've got private here, and then just create a new dashboard, and that will take you through a little wizard, create a blank canvas, and then start adding a few widgets. So each of these is a widget, and we can configure these to display different data in different ways. So we can display bar charts, pie charts, or donut charts, as this one is. We can have tables of information. So what can we look at? What does analytics tell us? So this one is just looking at goal conversion rate by gender. So this could equally be, if you're an e-commerce store, this could be your e-commerce conversion rate. This could be how much money, how much revenue you get by gender, and so forth. This one particularly at the moment, the thing that's slightly, I find slightly annoying personally, is these bars aren't in context. So it looks like, wow, our conversion rate is so much higher for women than it is for men. Actually, it isn't. This is 2.11%, and this is 2.82. So it is quite a bit higher, but this makes it look like this is 0.5%, and this is like nearly 3, which is not quite right. So it's kind of relative rather than contextual, I suppose. So to edit this, we just click on the little icon here, and then we could change these by, so let's say instead of goal conversion rate, let's see what our bounce rate is, and let's just save that. So our bounce rate is much higher for women than it is for men. Very similar. So let's look at what else might I want to show. Let's change that. Let's just do a pie chart for sessions. Okay, so let's just do sessions by gender and give me a pie chart. Okay, so most of the visitors to this website are male, about 2/3, and then a third are female. So again, you might want to kind of segment this data further, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute, to look at your data coming from Google search. So maybe your organic traffic coming from Google search, or your paid search coming from AdWords, or your shopping campaign. How much, is that male or female, and what are those people doing? You might want to look at your bounce rate, you might want to look at time on page, and then you can optimize your campaigns where you're spending money or investing in organic traffic to have a look at whether women or men are spending more money with you, or each visit per male or female, maybe they're spending more or less money as well. And then obviously you can optimize your spend based on that, or optimize the way your site speaks to that audience. So you might want to do that. So this one is just sessions by age, as you can see. So this one we've got them grouped by age. Some of the other things you can do, so we've got gender, we've got age. There's another interesting one, so let's just take this one. We can also clone this widget, which creates a copy of it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change this to, let's have a look at, in-market segments. Okay, so in-market segments, so this is Google's data And when you start searching Google for particular products or services, Google then places you, the user, into one of these segments. So we'll see here, if I just save this, we can see, slightly unhelpfully in this case, that 81.6% of our traffic fits into the other in-market segment. The biggest ones we've got here are employment, interestingly, travel, hotels and accommodation, business services, advertising, marketing services, business services, advertising, marketing services, SEO and SEM services. No shock there. This is our website, so we'd expect that. Business services, business technology, web services, web design and development. So again, we can see the visitors to our site, what they are in the market for, and other is this is the top kind of 6, and then obviously there are dozens and dozens of others which are all just aggregated in together. If I change this to a table rather than a pie chart, then we can have a look at that. So we can now look at sessions, employment, travel, hotel, etc, etc, etc. So if we look at in-market segments, so you can use this data, by the way, to understand, so let's add another little bit of data on here. Let's add another metric of goal completions. In fact, I want to do goal conversion rate. So we've got multiple different conversion types, so this is, or multiple goals, this is all goals. So this doesn't matter if it's a telephone call which we track, or someone filling in a contact form, somebody registering for our guide to search engine optimization, whatever it is, we have different goals for those. But this is all goals, so those people are actually doing things. So if we were advertising on the Google Display Network or YouTube video ads, we might want to use this data to see, well, these in-market segments, we want to spend more advertising or pay a higher cost per click, or not advertise at all in some cases, depending on the performance data, to these in-market segments. So we can see that travel, hotel and accommodation, 4.33% conversion rate, which is very high. Employment, career consulting services, travel and air travel, these sorts of things. The thing to remember about this data is any single user that comes to the website could fit into many of these segments at the same time. So we shouldn't add 542 to 416 to 399. You can't add all of those together because the total is much, much too high. What it's saying is that somebody, a single user might fit into employment, or they might fit into business services, advertising, marketing services, and this category or this segment. They might fit into multiple segments. So one user could fit into multiple. So bear that in mind when you're thinking about this data. It's not an individual count. Okay, but what you might want to do, as I said, if we look here and go, well, people are interested in dating, the goal conversion rate's really low. So if we were doing a display campaign targeting banner ads, for example, or YouTube videos, we might want to exclude dating services or that segment from that audience, because we certainly don't want to spend any money there because the conversion rate is basically horrible. So, we don't want that at all. Just moving over a little further, and I'll share a few more kind of real great tips that will save you a heap of time with this, and really keep you on the ball with what you're doing and what's happening on your website. So this one is very similar to here. So this one's an affinity category. So an affinity category, as opposed to an in-market segment, an affinity category is these users kind of fit into a kind of interest group, if you like. So you can see here we've got technophiles, movie lovers, TV lovers, shutterbugs, that's people who like photography, news junkies, travel buffs. We've got all these different things. Now again, we are looking at these and thinking, well, actually, look, news junkies, our goal completion rate is pretty low on that, so we might want to include those, or maybe reduce bids in our display campaigns. Or we might want to tailor our content, our away from those people and more towards, oh, business professionals. Again, no shock, on our website, the goal conversion rate is 3.75% with business professionals in there. So we might actually, with our remarketing ads or something like that, we might actually want to say, do you know what, we want to, if somebody's in that affinity category of business professionals, we want more airtime with those people than we do with, for example, news junkies. And we might decrease our bids on news junkies, or we might exclude those people completely and spend our budget more wisely anywhere else. So, so the thing here is, so this is our overall dashboard, and what you can do here is, let's do sessions by gender. Let's just change this to sessions by age again. In fact, let's look at goal completions by age, and then we'll just clone the widget and give us a second one. So so we've now got goal completions by age just as a percentage, and we can see that 18 to 24 year olds, we don't really get many goal completions there. If I were to look at that and look at the completion rate, that might also give me a bit more data as well on which to make some decisions. But other than that, it's fairly split evenly, sort of third, which is quite interesting. I might want to drill down further, and I could do that by looking at a specific goal. So if I were tracking telephone call completions, for example, I might look at, instead of all goal completions, just the telephone, and say, of our phone calls in this period we're looking at, what age were these people, what gender were they, those sorts of things. And again, I might adjust my content on the website, or I might adjust my advertising accordingly to suit that audience. So the other thing here, just on customizing the dashboard, if we click up here, we can make this 2-column. We can have 4 columns, so you can have lots of different widgets on here. There is a limit, by the way. I think it's sort of 10 or 12 widgets or something like that. So let's just do 2-column, a 30-70 split, and let's just move these around here, and that one there as well, and then we'll put the tables just over this side. Okay, so now we've got some tables, and we've got our nice pretty charts. Excellent. So what can we do now? So this is where the real powerful stuff starts. So we've got just the last 30 days here, and I can compare this to the previous 30 days and see how that compares, whether things have got better or have got worse or stayed relatively consistent. So let's look here. So in market segments, we can see that this period versus the previous period, so this is 30 days, our goal conversion rate has gone up 7% in the employment in market segment. Let's have a look. This one, business services, technology, web design, development, has gone up 70%. So, you know, that's an increase in goal conversion rate, which is awesome. I mean, that's brilliant. That's great. Dating services, we're having a pretty bad time there. I probably don't care, to be honest, but that's fine. But you can see the comparison between date ranges, and we can also see goal completions by age, and we can see how that's maybe changed as well. And remember, if you're an e-commerce store, you might be looking at e-commerce data and looking at revenue for each of these, rather than just looking at visits or bounce rate or any of those things. So what I'm going to do, rather than kind of bore you to death with how I do it, I'm going to create a few other widgets, and then I'm going to share the link with you at the end of this video, so you can get this dashboard straight into your analytics account. It doesn't come with my data, it will just create your own, and it will show these widgets for your data, and then you can modify it and do what you like with it. So I'm going to share that with you at the end of the video. But a few more tips first. So we've got our Customise Dashboard. We're now comparing 2 different date ranges, which is, you know, that's great. We want to look at that over a period of time. So we can do that. The next thing we can do, and you've probably done this in analytics already, but you might want to, let's just turn the date range back for a moment. Now, the other thing we can do, we're looking at all sessions. So this is all visitors now coming through to the website. Now, what I can do is look at, let's pick a segment. Okay, so let's look at pay-per-click traffic. Okay, and then let's turn off all sessions, and so that's PPC traffic, and let's look at organic traffic. Okay, so now we're looking and comparing two different segments of data. So now we can see actually the difference between organic traffic and PPC traffic. It's about the same split, male to female. Goal completions is quite interesting. So 8 goal completions for 45 to 54 year olds, and only 1. The split with goal completions is quite interesting. 18 to 24 organic, we've only had 1 completion. We've had 1 completion there, and then we've had 25 to 34 year olds. Interestingly, we've had 7 goal completions, 35 to 44 year olds from paid traffic, and none from organic. So you can draw your own conclusions from that, of course. So you can create more segments. You can compare that data, and again, if you're an e-commerce store, you can look at spends, conversion rates, e-commerce conversion rates, exit rates, average order value. All of those you can build these widgets for, and then compare them segment by segment in here. So really powerful way of just having an immediate visual of comparing month on month, or maybe segment by segment here. So you can build these audiences based on huge numbers of things. I mean, you could just say, show me all my social traffic, show me my Facebook traffic. How does my Facebook compare with my Twitter traffic? How does my Pinterest traffic compare with my Google Plus traffic? How does it compare overall to everything else? So there's huge numbers of things you can do. How does mobile compare with desktop and with tablet? You can segment that and have a look at it. You can have a look at page load times, all of this sort of stuff. This one very specifically was just about the demographics and about the users on your website and how they behave. So the final tip I would say to you is, look, you've got this dashboard, and you can come in here and you can check this, and you can go and change the date range, and you can compare it to other periods, all that kind of stuff. The thing that I quite like to do with this, because we all get busy, I like to use this function here where I'll email this to myself every week or every month, and it arrives in my inbox as a nice little PDF, and I can open that and go, wow, that's really great, I can do something about that, I can action that data, rather than having to remember to go and fetch it. The other thing you can do is you can email this to your boss every month if that's what you want to do, or every week or every day if you really want to. So that's the other things you can do there. What I'm going to do shortly for you though is I'm going to share this, and I'm going to share this template link with you, so you can import my finished project, my finished dashboard, and I'm going to cut the video, go and do that, finish the video, show you what that looks like, and then I'll share the link with you right at the end of the video as well, so you can import and play and have fun. As usual, do ask questions in the comments, tweet me at Tillison, find us at tillison.co.uk. If you need some help with Google Analytics, we do have Google Analytics courses and coaching to help you get stuck into this stuff if you need help there. Until then, enjoy your cup of tea. It is tea time after all. So by the magic of YouTube, one finished dashboard. So we've just got widgets here, goal value by age, so there's a percentage of the value of the goals. We've got sessions by age, we've got goal completions by age, and then goal completions by age with the breakdown there with the goal conversion rate as well. We've got our in-market segments as we had before. We've got sessions and goal conversion rate for Affinity Categories, and then we've got goal value by age, breakdown between male and female, sessions between male and female, goal completions, and then just a numeric as well with the goal conversion rate. And remember, this becomes much more vivid when you're looking at it when you change that date range and compare to the previous period, and you can see where things have gone up and gone down. So let's just have a look here. So our conversion rate has dropped. No surprise, we're comparing the Christmas period here. Anyway, I shall share the link with you. Have fun. If you get stuck, then remember we do have those courses. We can do one-on-one coaching with you in a screen share just like this, and teach you how to get the best from your data and optimize your campaigns. Until then, have fun.